Astro Ace may seem like a game that is very simplistic on the surface because it's a single screen space shoot 'em up. But what I found with Astro Ace is that it's full of replayability, customization, and loads of different play styles that surprised me with its depth, because you can really tackle this in a variety of different ways and find that different play styles suit different types or different aspects of the game. And so there's no one real true way to play Astro Ace, and that made it all the more engaging. In Astro Ace, you take place on a single screen. You can't zoom off the side. If you do so, you get killed by this radiation wall. But asteroids and various enemy ships will keep flying in from all four sides to attack you. They will get progressively more aggressive as you continue surviving for longer and longer, until big bosses come along and start to try and push you around. And whilst you can maneuver yourself around and try and survive as long as possible, you need to be aggressive back so that you can keep clearing the area, because otherwise there'll be just too much debris and you won't be able to manage to navigate it all. Your ship is key to all of this, but every ship has not only just different visual customizations in terms of colour, but they all have different handling abilities and attack abilities. So each one will have different amount of HP, hit points, so every time you get hit you lose one. They'll also have different maneuverability, and this isn't just for turning circle in speed, it's also because there's a boost that comes into Astro Ace. You can press and hold down a boost battery that will almost Curse or Turbo in a racing game, push you forward, and that's really good to kind of blast your way out of the way, say if someone's about to shoot a laser or there's loads of bullets coming towards you. Similarly, you can brake with these and kind of turn around for really tight hairpin turns if you need them to. Not only that, but the amount of bombs that you have, and bombs are a kind of secondary element to all attack. Doesn't quite clear everything on the screen, but depending on what ship you have, depends on how many you start with. It also means that your fire rate will change as well, and the ammo that you can hold is changing per spaceship too. Now, all of these different ships have different benefits or takeaways depending on which one you prefer. I started gravitating towards the ones that were very good with a turning circle, because that gave me less kind of need to forward plan as I was playing through with the game, although that did kind of do a swings and roundabouts approach, because sometimes that then meant that I had less HP and would die quite early on. As you level up, more and more equipment becomes available to you. So you'll have your primary weapons. There are 14 of them, and they all handle very differently. Some are like laser beams. There's a plasma attack that kind of sucks like a lasso anything vaguely in front of you. There's like a scatter gun, which only goes very slightly in front of you, but nothing too far. There's a ricochet that goes and fires out only small little balls, but they'll bounce around until they hit something. So that's kind of unique if you're not very good at aiming. And then you have a secondary attack as well. So this could be additional missiles or something like that. And there's 7 of those. There's also a different kind of third weapon as well, and these are almost like passive abilities. These could be things like an additional shield, for example, or a laser aim sight that can be quite helpful too. All of this just gets unlocked through natural playing, so whether you're good or bad, it doesn't matter. You'll eventually start unlocking stuff, and it's quite generous early on as you level up through the just repeated playing. Once you then die and it's game over, if you've made a new top score, it will then show on the game's home menu screen so that you can keep coming back and seeing where you are on the total leaderboards across the game itself. Now, the great fun with this is that it's just so easy and simple to play, and it gives that primal arcade experience that I think some games, particularly if they're trying to do this on the cheap, don't necessarily get very well. But it doesn't kind of flow fluidly. But with Astro Ace, it absolutely does. It might only be a single screen, and it might be doing things that you've probably played lots and lots of times elsewhere, but it does everything that it sets out to do really, really well, and it feels cohesive, and it does exactly what it says on the tin, providing that arcade action spiel to keep you constantly engaged. I'd love to have seen some kind of local multiplayer aspect or co-op aspect in this game, potentially for the future if they was ever looking to update it or go for a sequel, because I think this very much suits like a time trial challenge mode, for example, instead of it being like slightly randomized waves, although they do feel like they're all within the same kind of vicinity. They're just slightly switched up every time that you play. But overall, I have to say, this game is great fun. It is endless, so it will just keep going until it's game over, but the Steam leaderboards all keep you coming back for more, and I was surprised at how many hours I've time synced into this already without really noticing. Retro gamers, you'll love this, particularly if you're a fan of asteroids and all of those kind of games. And yeah, written review over on highplanegames.com very shortly. Thumbs up from me. Take care. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/Higher Network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.